Good morning, everybody. It's Marty the JavaScript Party and my buddy Rhett. There you go, girl. There's a nut for you. I gave her a walnut. Cracked it. She should be down, I bet you. It's been a little while. It's been over a week since she's gotten a chance to do this, so she doesn't know what to do. All right. So basically, we have gone in a bizarre. This whole project has just been crazily different than what I thought it was going to be when I started it. And basically, what is the thing that I think I've learned, my main takeaway from like the last year, I'm waiting for this to come up, is that you delete. It's CRUD for a reason. It's create, read, update, and delete. And the thing is you really cannot delete until after you have a good bit of update working. So I did get delete working at the beginning, but basically all it did was delete the item from the screen, but the actual all of the memory was still being consumed, um, even though it wasn't being displayed on the screen, which, like is the classic memory leak situation. So basically what happened was I think it was probably like last April. So April of 2025, I was here. I was like on this, and then I was like, okay, cool. And then we go to delete, and then when I went to go add a new one, and then I hit update, it was not number one anymore. It was like number 13 or something. I was like, oh crap, okay, I didn't recycle my IDs, and I was like, oh crap, I'm not actually deleting anything. And it was just like it's been an absolute like a 14-month um, rabbit hole. But all of those that rabbit hole led to other rabbit holes around routing and all kinds of crazy stuff. And it wouldn't have taken nearly as long had I understood sort of what I was getting into. But over my it's 30 years now of JavaScript developing, memory leaks is something that I never even really. It took me a couple years to just even understand what the concept of memory leaks was, and then once I understood it, I didn't really couldn't really just do anything about it for another couple years, and now I think I have a nice firm grasp. But it probably took me 4 or 5 years to get there. I feel like I could get someone there in like 2 months, a month or 2 months, but it's just been a grind. But so as you see, we have these three things here. So I got these STs. So the STs get, when you delete the STs, all the STs get deleted and they get, um, and the IDs get recycled. So if I create a new one, I'll get a new one. I'll get a number one after a delete. But these three objects were not being deleted. So now I'm working on materials. So my materials, and it is Wednesday, the 3rd of June. So that means that I've been in a rabbit hole for 14 months now in a 18-month project. Oh my God. So I've been working on this project for 18 months, and for 14 months I've been in a rabbit hole. Like I wanted to do something and I was unable to do it because the next step kept leading to all kinds of cascading things. And the thing is, even that first 4 months, I spent a lot of time in unit test and end-to-end test rabbit holes. So yeah, it's been a crazy, like I would never, literally, I probably, for every hour I've spent actually doing something that I thought of, I've probably spent 10 hours or maybe even 20 hours in rabbit holes, distracted from what I was trying to do at any given time. Um, so we will not be out of this rabbit hole till I'm back to update. And I think the next thing I wanted to do on update was make it to where when you go to when you're updating something, you can choose to see it as is, as defined, or you can expand out the visualization to everything so you can toggle back and forth from those views. Anyway, so I think yesterday we had gotten to the point where we had our material, and our material is now publishing. And I think even in our table component, we're listening. I think we're listening for changes. Yeah. So we have our three material hash. And so this shows that these aren't being used, and it is weird. And I don't know if you have to set an equality to make this happen. Maybe I could just, like, since I never actually use these, I wonder if I can just do this. maybe at the end of this we'll go down that rabbit hole, but that is another rabbit hole. Like, do I even need to do an assignment, or can I just call this and will it set up? Is that my way of saying, hey, these are the conditions that I want you to refire in? But anyways, it looks like we want to do this was watch for signal changes, and we're looking for material hash, and then this is where we get our raw material data const. And it's 3 material dictionary. And see, I can kind of blindly do that. Um, I don't have to like think through everything because I just looked above and I see that I have and all the other ones I said 3, whatever it is, whatever the type is, and then dictionary, right? So I see that pattern. So I don't really have to fully understand what I'm doing. Um, but it's important that I realize that I don't fully understand what I'm doing. So we see that I go to the 3 geometry service, so I probably want to go to the 3 material service. And then I see that there's a public material dictionary. And that is a signal, so we have to execute it for it to work. So now we have that. So now looks like we want to create our table row. So now we're going to do const and then material row, colon 3 table record. So it's of type, it's going to be a 3 table record type. So this will protect me or make it to where I don't have to have a cognitive load of, oh, does this have all the right stuff? Because I know the transpiler will catch it if it doesn't. It should, right? Because I have this table row transform. I know I have to give it a type, which is of type material. Will that work? Maybe. It just depends if I set the types up right. And then I want to pass it the 3 material dictionary. And so now I should have a material row. Again, I haven't like fully applied my whole brain to understanding all that stuff because it should just work. So a lot of people that should just work is sort of what they think, what they believe that abstracting. The word abstracting means like, okay, so you don't have to think about it. It's just something you just do. Like for a lot of people, that's what the definition of abstraction is, right? So now we have that. And I don't, yeah, so now see, we have our material row, so that's good. So we hit add viz. Okay, so that's good. And so now we go to here and we hit delete. And then we hit back. And oh my gosh, we still have a material. This object still exists in memory. But if we were to go to this view here, there is the thing that it describes no longer exists in the UI anymore. So we have this thing consuming memory right now. And it's not particularly expensive, but it would be nice to be able to. But we need to be able to delete it. Now we know we can't delete it, and the reason we can't delete it is because the 3 material service. Okay, actually, this is a good time to try this. Does this still work? I probably won't will not save it this way until I'm in. Okay, so you don't actually have to assign it for this for whatever behind the scenes wires up all this published subpub stuff. You don't have to actually assign it to anything. Like I said, I probably want to do that is such a different. Like I was under the assumption that you had to assign it, but obviously you don't. It doesn't look like you have to, but I'm not 100% sure in that. I would like to change that and then run end to end, get all the end to end tests working properly, change that, and then rerun the end, delete these assignments, and then rerun the end to end tests and see if that works. But I will like that a lot better if we don't have to do an assignment because this feels sort of hacky to me. Um, I don't know if it is hacky, but it feels hacky. All right, so it looks like we get table twos. I think I was trying to say tuples. Are they tuples? Oh yeah, I think it is I don't know. Get table rows. Oh, it's probably supposed to be rows. Get table rows. So here, and I think this makes sense, right? Here's where we set up, we watch our changes. This is where we get our raw data, and then here's where we create the rows. It looks really nice and clean, like it really passes the eye test. Everything is all that. Like I said, it would be better if these didn't exist, these assignments. It doesn't look like they're required. Um, and then it's so funny. So this is a row. That's going to crack me up from now on. This is my sign for array. It's a little guy rowing. Um, Probably like one of my most pleasant things about our language is how we can do that. So it looks like we're good. It looks like the next one is going to be meshes, and then that should go really quick, hopefully. Oh, no, 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 no. So the next thing is to go into material row, material service. Unfortunately, material services don't hold it. I mean, materials don't hold anything. So let's go to our material service. We have it right here, a tab open for it. And now we want to create a delete. And we probably want to go find one of the ones that's right, that's already. And this is probably perfect because the geometry doesn't have anything either. So we can just probably copy that, come over to material service. And honestly, the biggest reason I'm copying is not because I'm like intimidated by rewriting it. It was more I just want to maintain. Um, I want them to be consistent, and I have sort of a built-in um, random number generator where I kind of just do things a slightly different every time. Just sort of one of my idiosyncrasies, and this material dictionary. Um, and I don't want to. That is so weird. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. Okay. And this is the downside to doing it the way I'm doing it is I'm publishing the geometry, not the material. And man, talk about something that will slip by um, PR people too. This is the kind of thing where you just suddenly by ST material ID, and we know the word geometry probably shouldn't exist in this anywhere in this realm. So we know we want that to be published material dictionary because we're publishing the material dictionary, not the geometry dictionary and material. And this should break, right? Like it shouldn't transpile. Once I hit save, we should get an error, which is ideal, which is desirable. Like, okay, why? Have I lost my mind? I would have thought over here, weren't we? Did it fix it for us? I don't think so. Okay, I'm really confused. All right, let's take a step back. We just changed this. Oh, because this was internal. It must have fixed this one for us because that should have been broken. I think it fixed this one for us behind the scenes. It'll actually be interesting to rewatch this video and see that. But that is crazy. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, because we're listening for this. So this is internal. So that actually probably could have been a private. These could be private uh, functions. I probably would, if I wasn't doing unit tests, I'd probably make them private. It is a little bit hard. All right. So now we are we have the delete, but we aren't deleting it anywhere. So it still shouldn't work. So if I go add viz, click this, delete, and then back here. See, we aren't actually calling this delete material by ID. Now we do know that it's probably up in this. Where is it likely? I don't know where. Probably no, that's the 3. Somewhere it like does an update to the whole. So let's go over here. Well, I guess we'll see. So there is a function in the ST that is for material that likely already has a delete. Yes. So over here we want to delete we want to call this dot material service dot delete by ID and then ST material ID. Now I think that'll work. I think now we're probably good. Add and then delete and then back. And that's that. So now we have delete working. Anyways, I got to start work in 3 minutes. This is my first day back in over a week, so we'll see what's going on at work. Everyone have a wonderful day. Bye.